60-year-old woman was cleaning windows on a skyscraper. She accidentally fell from the 30th floor down to the 18th floor. Fortunately, her safety harness saved her life. The commotion outside caught the attention of a CEO in a meeting on the 18th floor. The moment the CEO pulled back the blinds, the woman's face made him freeze in shock. This woman was the mother who had abandoned him 20 years ago. He immediately ordered his staff to rescue her, but he had no intention of reuniting with his mother. Instead, he demanded that the woman who had callously cast him aside kneel and apologize to him. It turns out that 20 years ago, he and his sister both suffered from congenital heart disease, but his mother cruelly gave him away to a wealthy family. She even said harshly that he was nothing but a burden, claiming there was no place for him in this family anymore. She never wanted to see him again. His mother's heartless words filled the CEO with resentment for 20 years. 20 years later, the CEO spent millions on an artificial heart transplant. He returned to his hometown with his wife and kids, but he wasn't there to bring his mother back. He only came to take his sister to the city for a better life. What the CEO didn't know was that his mother had her reasons back then. It turned out his condition was much worse than his sister's. The doctors said he wouldn't survive more than 7 days. Just then, a neighbor told her about a wealthy childless couple. They hoped she would give her critically ill son to them. That way her son could get the treatment he needed. As a mother, how could she bear to give away her own child? She insisted she would sell her kidney, her blood, anything to save her son. But fate had other plans. That very night, her son suffered severe heart failure. Without immediate treatment, he wouldn't survive the night. Just then, the neighbor said the wealthy family had arrived. If she didn't make a decision soon, her son would die. To save her son's life, she tearfully put him in the wealthy family's car. She knew her son was stubborn by nature, afraid he'd refuse treatment and come back looking for her. So she said some harsh words, but her son misunderstood her for 20 whole years. Now he only wanted to take his sister back to the city for a better life. But when he knocked on the door, a stranger answered. After asking around, he learned his mother had sold the house 20 years ago, and his sister had died from heart disease because they couldn't afford treatment. The man's words pierced the CEO's heart like a sword. Now both the person he hated most and loved most were dead. His whole world crumbled at that moment. Little did he know his sister and mother were still alive. To pay for her daughter's treatment, she worked 5 jobs every day, even took her daughter to church every week to pray. The church pastor was so moved by this mother's love. He gave them money from the donation box, but unexpectedly, her daughter's condition suddenly worsened that day. If they couldn't raise $200,000 for surgery, she might not survive the next episode. Hearing about the $200,000 surgery cost, she collapsed right on the floor, but she had to save her daughter. To raise the surgery money as quickly as possible, she not only worked multiple jobs daily, but even took dangerous jobs only men would normally do, because the more dangerous the work, the better it paid. But she nearly lost her life due to faulty safety equipment. What she didn't know was her boss was the son she'd been missing for years. After 20 years apart, both mother and son had changed so much. The mother didn't recognize the CEO as her son, but the CEO